Welcome to Episode 3 of Tombstone Blues, written by Michael Parnall and Robert Clark. We rejoin Stanley Peuter as he is about to meet his extended family for the first time. Stanley quickly looks back as he hears Captain Bob yelling while charging toward him. Bob points to Stanley while he screams,
"That's him! Right there! There he is!"
Stan becomes aware that he is surrounded by lots of strangely dressed freaks, starting to approach him faster. Beginning to panic, Stanley retreats to the motel office as quickly as he can. Stanley stands in the doorway to the back office, fidgeting uncontrollably. He watches the quickly approaching horde of strange cousins through the glass of the screen door and windows at the front of the office.
Oh, shit.
The screen door swings open, and Captain Bob is the first in the door. He is followed by an endless stream of Stan's kin, who are every shape and type of person. They all wear clothes that look like a Salvation Army wardrobe.
There he is, Uncle Stan. I told you guys. That's him. This one and only Uncle Stan.
Bob, now standing a few feet from Stanley, turns back and looks to the crowded lobby. The group of freaky people part as the large man with the ventriloquist dummy hanging on his chest walks towards Stan.
Good. You made it. Good, you're here there, Corn. Good. I told you it's him. I told you.
The large man walks right up to Stanley, and the entire mob of hillbillies looks at the dummy and then back to Stanley over and over. Captain Bob spits on the woman beside him, looking at Stan and rubbing his hands.
This is him, Cornelius. This is him. This is the guy.
Stanley dons the fake smile of a scared boy looking up at the large man's face. The large man looks away and puts his right hand over his mouth. The mouth of the dummy starts to move and seems to be talking to Stan. When the ventriloquist dummy speaks, its voice is smooth and a pleasure to listen to.
Now, Bobby, calm down. You are frightening our dear cousin. Hello, Stanley. My name is Cornelius Maximus Rockefeller.
The dummy stares at Stanley directly through its thick glasses and talks as if it is alive. Stan looks back and forth between the large man and the dummy with a severely concerned look on his face.
Don't be afraid of anyone here, please. We are your family, and everyone is just excited to meet you.
We all want to meet you. We all want to meet you real good. Real good like we meet you. Good.
Stanley raises his hand and waves slowly at the group.
Hi, folks.
All the cousins stare at him and say hello in their own way. Cornelius looks at the group.
These are the names of your cousins.
The large man points the dummy's hand at each of the cousins as he tells Stanley their names.
So, we have Sarah Bill, John Teresa, Rose, Mel Jack, Jim, Terry Stacy, Henry, Cletus, Featherington, Joe, Orson, Bell, Gabriel, Steve, Brunson, Clint, Harry, and Schmoley. My brother Q Key helps me around, and you already met Bob.
Stanley now nods with a nervous smile.
They all have nicknames, too. Since you are family, I guess you should know them. We have Splits, Rusty, Grits, Fasty, Bets, Hands, Jim, Gumption, Harry, Temp, Spigot, Smiley, Porus, Brutus, Widget, Sampson, Treat, Show Me, Droops, and Shibbo. My brother is just Q-Key, the big guy carrying me around. He and I are known by our birth names. Oh, and of course, the captain.
It is a real pleasure.
Cornelius addresses the packed room.
Now that you all have gotten to meet our dear cousin, everyone, go back home and get ready for Din-Din. Let's Stanley to settle in.
The group of hillbillies begin to exit the cramped room through the now open windows and screen door. The lobby is empty within seconds, leaving Bob, Q-Key, and Cornelius with Stan in the empty room. Stanley watches Bob spit on Q-Key's arm.
I guess I can get my car I left at the house.
Oh, that was your car. Oh. We all thought it was a gift from God. You know, Uncle Skip died and stuff. I don't know.
No. I went there earlier, and the dog chased me away. I had to leave it there or get bit.
Q-Key and Cornelius walk toward the door, then turn back to face Stan. Q-Key pushes up the glasses on the dummy as it talks to Stanley.
Are you sure we are talking about the same car?
Stanley looks at Cornelius intently.
What? Of course, it is my car. It was the only car there.
So, I surmise and the clothes in the trunk were your clothes, right? That was your clothes, wasn't it?
Stan turns to look straight at Bob.
Yes, they are. Why?
A wide-eyed Captain Bob rubs his thighs while spitting between his legs.
Everybody got some. They got something real good. You know, real good. Yeah. Yeah.
Come to think of it, I did recognize some of the stuff they were wearing. God damn it.
He quickly turns back to Cornelius, pointing at him.
And aren't those my glasses from the car?
Cornelius now has no glasses on.
I'm sure I have no idea what you are talking about.
Stan drops his arm, looking confused.
However, I will get the rest of them to return your stuff, post-haste.
Q-Key snaps his fingers in the air.
Q-Key, let's roll.
He turns around and quickly walks out the door of the lobby. Stanley looks back at Bob.
I could have sworn he was wearing my glasses.
We all got some. We all got some good. In your trunk. We got it from the trunk. That's what we got. We got some good stuff from the trunk. That's when the trunk was good.
He stumbles in a crouch to look out the screen door and then spits a huge wad of tobacco juice on the wall. Talking under his breath, he rubs his thighs continually.
Drunk junkie. We all got a drunky junkie. Drunk junkie and the junk junkie.
Stan walks up to Bob with his hand raised.
Your name is Bob, right?
The captain snaps back to look at Stanley. He talks slowly, seriously staring Stan straight in the eye.
I'm the captain. Remember Uncle Stan, the captain?
Stanley takes a step back nervously from Bob. The air is thick with tension with their eyes fixed on each other.
I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you.
Captain Bob laughs as he slaps his legs and spits. Stanley relaxes his on-guard stance while rubbing his face.
What the hell?
I'll take you up to the house. You can meet Mommy and such.
Well, I do need to change out of these ruined clothes. Also, what is the story of the Q-Key guy having the doll on his chest?
Ooh, Cornelius? Oh, he just talks for Q-Key. Yeah, you just keep talking to Cornelius. The Q-Key won't get mad if you just keep talking to Cornelius. No big deal.
Mad? You wouldn't want that guy Q-Key mad at you. Is there anything else I should know?
Let's go. It's almost Indian time. Let's go.
Bob opens the screen door, and Stanley follows him out. A little while later, an old brown-style police car drives into the station alongside an old gas pump. The building is the only one that can be seen for miles. Inside the diner, an older woman wipes the long counter, causing her flowered apron to dangle off her. She looks up to the car parking outside the double-glass door. The car door opens, and a very serious officer wearing large, mirrored sunglasses climbs out. His skin-tight light brown uniform matches the wide cowboy hat he puts on. He stares at the diner, closing the car door behind him. Entering the diner, the bell above the door rings as when he opens it. The lone woman stops cleaning to greet the customer.
Well, hello.
Officer Timbrel stops in his tracks, pulling off his sunglasses dramatically, revealing his intense, bugged-out eyes.
Well, spank my supple hindquarters. If it isn't my favorite slop jockey, Miss Flo Sampson.
Flo laughs, pointing to a stool in front of the counter.
Have a seat. I'll get you a cup of joe.
He sits at the counter as she pours coffee into a cup in front of him.
Finally, some human gasoline.
That's my Lancy. You are so funny.
She turns to replace the coffee pot on the machine.
So, did you hear that Skip Rockefeller died?
He sips from the cup as she faces him.
Oh, yeah. Good old Skippy bit the big one.
Do you know what happened to him?
Well, I heard he electrocuted himself.
Lance begins to draw on a napkin.
Yeah, he did. They don't want me to talk about it, but this should help.
He turns the napkin around for Flo to look at. The crude drawing is of a man with wires coming off his groin and lightning bolts around the area.
Well, kiss my grits. That is so strange.
What kind of sick person messes around down there?
I heard he left the motel to his nephew and not to any of the Rockefellers who live here.
Oh, really?
It's not too surprising since his close family are all morons.
True, true. Don't even get me started. Tuesday was not so super this week. I stopped one of those idiots driving. He left his license in his sock drawer, or so he says. Sounds suspicious to this officer. Even though I was skeptical, I didn't slap him with a citation so quickly. This nephew of Skip is in for some crazy times from those screwballs.
He laughs, looking up to Flo.
I guess I should pay a visit to the outsider. Eh? I was invited to dinner at their house, so I'm on my way there now.
She smiles at Officer Lance as he turns looking out the door of the diner. We once again join Stanley and Bob walking up the driveway side by side. Stan's car is no longer where he parked it by the house.
It's gone. My car was right there.
Oh yeah, I think Shabo and Droops took it for a boot. No worries, they'll be back for dinner then. They'll be good, we're back, no worries.
This day never ends.
He shakes his head as he walks. They reach the yard beside the house. The scene seems eerily quiet as they stop in the center of a lot of crates and junk.
It's a shit fight!
Just then, the captain turns away from the lumps of poop hitting him in the face. The cousins who threw them disappear to reload.
God damn it!
He grabs Stanley's arm and they run around the house. Bob leads them behind a pile of wooden crates to a big rubber garbage can. Stan recoils from the smell as Bob takes the rubber lid off the can.
Hurry up! Load up! They're coming for us!
Captain Bob scoops handfuls of shit out of the garbage can. He begins to stuff it into his pockets while yelling at Stanley.
What are you waiting for? Would you get ready? Get ready!
What the fuck? What the fuck is a shit fight? I don't shit fight.
Bob looks over the crates now with pockets full.
Oh, well, suit yourself. I'm gonna get these shitheads.
He runs around the crates out to the backyard screaming. Stanley can see Captain Bob's charge toward his retaliating cousins. Stan witnesses the war in hiding. All their throws land dead on their targets and explode. One cousin dives horizontally off the back porch. He whips feces he dug out of an open diaper in the crook of his other arm. Another tall cousin undoes his pants while running and being chased by Bob. The captain throws a shit ball as the tall cousin jumps in the air with his pants down. He shoots a long stream of shit straight at Bob from his ass. Various cousins pop up from behind the junk piles in the yard to throw their handfuls of crap at each other. A tall blonde cousin comes from behind the house windmill pitching balls of shit. Stanley crouches down as shit projectiles pummel the crates he was watching through. Q-Key flies out of the back door yelling at the group fighting.
What the hell is going on here? Stop this tomfoolery now, you buffoons!
The whole group looks up to Cornelius in silence, with shit dripping off their covered bodies. A completely coated Bob spits tobacco juice on the back of the head of one of his cousins.
Look at this group of idiots. You are all covered in fecal matter.
We're awfully sorry, Corn.
Q-Key holds Cornelius's arm pointing beyond the yard in a pissed-off fashion.
To the watering hole with the lot of you. You all disgust me inordinately.
Cornelius looks over to Stanley, who is now standing in sight behind the wooden crates.
Stanley, there you are. Come inside and freshen up for dinner.
Stan walks out to the open while the cousins disappear into the brush behind the house.
Where's that crazy dog?
I'm sure I have no idea what you are talking about. Oh, Mommy is calling me. Come inside and meet her. I told her all about you.
Stanley watches the screen door slam shut as Cornelius and Q-Key enter the house. He walks up to the back porch, hesitantly looking in the back door. The back screen door opens and Stan enters slowly.
Hello?
Thank you for listening to Tombstone Blues. Join us in episode 4, when Stanley has dinner with his new family. Take it ease.